All right, what's up, you guys? This is Janos with Trading Spies. Today is June 1st. We have about another three-quarter hour left of the market, but I decided to finish because the last about 3 hours it's been very choppy. Basically, no price movement on the contracts, on the option contracts. The price it's moving, but because of the choppiness, the time decay basically is just eating up the contract, so it's no point to trade right now. So today we traded 5 times. 4 of them was a winner, one tiny loser. I tried to make a counter 10 trade, it didn't work out, we exited quickly, so it's not much of a fall being done. All that being said, so let me go in, let me break down the trades. Again, it's give some nice opportunities in the morning, but after around 11:30ish, basically it's no more real reasonable entries to make to the market. So I entered after that 2 times. Basically, one of them was a tiny loser, one of them was a nice winner. But again, right now it's just so choppy. It's for me is no, I don't see any more reason to be on the market. So now I just closed it, and let me break down the trades for you guys. And again, if you guys like the contents on the video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and turn your notification on. Thank you. Let's just break down our trades from today. Today really is the market is just straight going up. Besides the early morning and maybe till 11:30ish, we got some nice movement, some nice entries. Right now, again, the market is breaking out. This would be again a nice trade, but unfortunately for me, I finished already, because from around noon until basically this past few 5 minutes candle breakout is really about 3 hours of choppiness, what is just really no point to trading, because the time decay, the theta is just eating up the contracts. So I decided to finish and make the breakdowns for you guys. Right now we're reaching another level, so we have to be careful what would happen over here. As it seems, the market is unstoppable today, and we break out of the 420 channel again, but we have to remember we reaching right the 423, which was the pre-market high. We went over the previous day high, a previous few days ago pivot high. Now we're reaching the pre-market high, and these levels, that the next two level what I have, those are far back from February. So let's just start our breakdown. So my first trade, it was actual going short as a put, because at that time the market was trending down. We were below VWAP and we were reaching the yesterday, again, the choppiness what lasted about 3 hours. So we reached that level. So my entry, it was 943. As we moved higher, we rejected the level and we started to move lower, and my entry was basically the first candle after the rejection to make the new low, right? We had the wick, we moved up and we started to come down. So that was my entry, and my exit 48. Basically my exit as we broke, and as you guys know already, I'm not participating after we broke the lows, because this is what it's intended to happen, right? We make a new low, we wick down, right? On the 5 minutes we wick down and the market is just turning around, and usually this is what's happening. And as we made a new low, I exited. It was a very nice trade, give us about 15%. My next trade, and this already was a long entry, 11 10 11. Basically as we reached our new high, this I missed because this big candle was at 10 o'clock. Usually at 10 o'clock we have a lot of volatility on the market, so at that time I just don't like to participate because big wicks it can just take you out, right? So I had to wait for the next pullback. Exactly, that's what I did. As we pulled back, the next candle we find our support, right? We find our support level in the 418 area, and as we was breaking out, I was entering and the exit very quick. 2 minutes later on this candle on 12, and I have left one runner. Yep, 12, and I left one runner to the 15. So in this pullback I was holding a few contracts. Most of it I exited as we were breaking out, and the last few contracts as we broke out from the previous high. And exactly, again, that's what happened, right? We break out from our previous high of day, we reach the next level, and then basically a huge rejection coming, right? So we had 2 trades, and the third one I entered. On the third one I was planning to enter right when we break, but I got a very bad feel. So because this candle was shooting down so fast, and even my reaction, it's got a very bad feel. So I got filled, I think it's in the very bottom of the candle, and from that point we were just starting to chop around. I exited 3 minutes later on 24. Even it was shooting down, right? But because of the few minutes of choppiness, the contract just wasn't moving anywhere. So I exited with a break-even, exact break-even. From here, basically, we can say we find our support around VWAP and a previous week high, right? Our pivot level, we can follow that through. We find our level, we was curling up, we created a higher low, and then from this point it's just a runaway train. My next entry was at 11:03. Let's see where that one is. 11:03. This was going for the long. I was anticipating a breakout as we found our support, and this was yesterday high, right? So we find our support, we went below support, support. As we found our support the second time, I was entering. Unfortunately, the break didn't happen right away, but the next pullback, it still didn't give us a reason to exit, so I stayed in. I was really thinking to add to it as it was curling up. I didn't do that, and basically my exit, this was a nice trade. My exit was at 13 and 14 as we were breaking out, right? 13 and the runners on 14. So basically in these two breakout candles, I exited all of my position, and this trade from here to here, it yielded us about 20%, a little bit less than 20%. Trade was a very quick one, and 11, 23, 24. Let's see where are those 23, 24. The 23, as we found our support of the previous, this is 22. We started to move higher, and the very next candle I exited this little move because it was one sudden burst. It's about 10%, right? So this is how much the time decay matters on the contract, right? We can see this price movement from here. It's almost a half a point move, but because it took a long time, it's give us a little bit less than 20%. But this move right here, it took basically one candle, one burst, and it's give us 10%, right? Very nice trade. If I could run, this would be a nice move. It was really no reason for me to exit from this point because we already found our support, right, from the previous pivot level. And if we really think a reasonable exit would have been the high of this pivot level, which was the previous, at that time, the high of the day, right? So this should have been our exit, and I'm sure if we let it run for a couple minutes, this move right here would be probably about a 30% move at least. Our next exit entry, and this was my counter trend trade. I entered 11.58, and the reason behind my thinking, one is the 21 level, it's a whole number, and the second, because usually what happening is lately when we move up constantly for a 10, 15, 20 minutes period with a very small increments, usually what's happening when we hit one of resistance level, then usually we have a sudden drop like previously here, right? And I was anticipating something similar to happen, and basically in this case it didn't happen. It continued higher, and basically what I did with this trade, I tried to manage it the best way possible. In this case, I added to my trade a 24. So basically in this case I was averaging down. I was down about 30% on my contract, but I added to it equal size, so we reduced it to half, and basically my exit at 46 I exited, and I think this is the candle exactly. I exited on this candle. I was holding and this pivot level would have been the final exit, right? Because once you average down for the next leg, you have to be very quick to exit, because at this point your loss, it's not the loss but the acceleration of your loss is doubling, right? Because you're losing from here and then you're losing from the average done position too, right? So at this point you accelerating the losing, so you have to be very quick. And if your average down doesn't work, please do not continue average down, because that's what is blowing your account. In this case, it didn't reach my exit, so it was running down very painfully, very slowly, back and forth. We can see wicks on top and bottom. That's indicating a very choppy market. So basically at this point right here, I still exited as a loser, but a very small loser. Almost we can call it as a break even. It was about a 5% loser. So we managed the losing trade at this case very well. And I had one more entry. So basically today we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I had 6 trade. I'm sorry, I was saying as 5, 4 loser, 4 winner, 1 loser, but we had overall 6 trade, 5 winner and 1 loser. And the last trade what I had is I entered 137 after the big drop, hoping to go up, right? We found our support the second time, basically on the same level, 421.26ish. And as we were curling up from there, I entered breaking our previous support, right? This we can consider from here our support, right? 421.50, we can consider that. As we broke out of that, we break our pivot level, and again, the moment I entered, it was just flashing down. It didn't break our previous pivot low, right? So we still stayed in the market, and then from there we turn around, and my exit at 154, my exit 154 as we break our previous high, right? Because this was our previous high. And unfortunately, what is happening lately, we're moving to one direction, and then for a very long time we chop around in that area, and then from there, from a few bursts of candles, we shoot to the next level. And if we miss those particular candles, then basically right away as it start to move against us, is just start to eating up the contract premium. So in this case, both of these case right here, this 3 hours period, 11, 1, 2, exactly 3 hours period, basically the contract prices barely moved anything, right? Let me just put, and yes, I was right. Let me put this is 12, and I'm just gonna pull the contract prices in here, 12 till 240, so you guys can see. And again we see, right, 12 till 240 we have our moves, right? But exactly what I said, basically if we're missing the actual moves, the contract price from that 3 hours period, right, still at the same price level. However, the actual underlying moved over a point, right? So this is why we have to be always on point with our contract entries, and as we can see, exactly same thing happening. We reached our next level, right? And we're just pushing back down. So let's see where we're gonna find our support. Most likely we're gonna find by the 422 level, even maybe here, but again we just have to wait. And the problem is right now we are so late, so close to the close of the market. Any move like this has such a high volatility. It's, if you're not timing your entry perfectly, basically the next move is just killing your premium completely. And it's absolutely, in my point of view, is no point to participate in the market any longer. Really, after 2 o'clock, I don't like to be in the market anymore, because it's just, the volatility is just too great. Yes, you can make money, a lot of money, with a nice movement, appreciating very well percentage wise, but as it goes up it comes down too, right? So it's exactly the same way, even more so you can lose on the contract premium. So end of the day, especially in the 0 DTEs, is no point, in my point of view, to trade. All right, so that's all is the breakdown. We moved very nicely. We had about almost 6-point move on the market today. Most of it a burst of momentums, right? 1, 2, 3 burst of momentums. Then for a very long time we just chopping completely sideways. We had a breakout, but now we came back all the way down to the breakout level. So tomorrow's a new day, and we just don't need to squeeze every minute of it, right? We can sit, we can watch, we can gain experience, but at this point is no really reason to trade, in my point of view. Tomorrow's a new day, tomorrow's a new setup, so we can continue from there, and see you guys tomorrow with another video. And if you like the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and also turn on your notification.